Next up, presenting on behalf of the team at Fetch Rewards, please stand up and welcome Wes Schroll.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the nice introduction, Kevin. Excited to be here and tell you a little bit more about Fetch Rewards today. When we first started the company, we were amazed taking a look at the different technology players in multiple industries like Uber and Airbnb who had completely disrupted traditional industries and completely threw them back on their heels. If you take a look at grocery, however, there are only a couple of companies who are attempting to do this right now with Instacart, Curbside. However, they're taking a look at the out-of-store experience. For us, as we looked over the past 50 years, we were amazed to see that grocery shopping had not fundamentally changed in-store in all that time. And that's exactly what we set out to try to disrupt. Now, one thing that really summed up this industry as a whole was the way data aggregation takes place. You have the grocery stores, and then you have these data intermediaries that are sitting in the middle taking snapshots of what's going on in that grocery store, feeding that information over to brands and retailers, and then having them make decisions well after the fact of what to be able to deliver that customer while they're actually going on their shopping trip. Well, we set out to change that by putting an actual device in the hand of the customer while they're in the store throughout every point of decision that they make, and allow those brands and retailers to reach out directly to that customer in store and deliver the exact messaging or deals that is relevant to that specific customer. So if you look at the traditional shopping path for a customer, it starts at home with them either building a list. They might go in and look at the items that they're wanting to buy. They get in the store, they actually buy those items, and then at checkout you might swipe a loyalty card and they'll try to reward you with a couple savings here or there, and thank you for that. Well, Fetch was looking to fill in the gaps on that and utilize the piece of technology that everyone was carrying around in their pocket to really be able to fill that in. So at home, we're able to deliver that same type of content, budgeting information on their total items spent, nutritional information on items that they've bought in the past. In-store, being able to deliver that same quality of information, also running total, know exactly how much they're spending, deals that are directly relevant to that customer and what they're holding in their hand at the moment that they're actually deciding what item to buy. And then to be able to round it out with actually giving them a better checkout experience that's expedited. So at the end of the day, Fetch Rewards is a completely free mobile application for iOS and Android that customers can download and use at any of our partnered stores. The app is very simple, where they'll be able to scan the products that they're wanting to buy. They'll then be able to save in the form of coupons that are being delivered right to our customer then and there in the actual store under the fluorescent lights. And then they're also able to score with Fetch loyalty points that they earn on every single product in that store throughout that shopping trip. Further than that, through some of our partnerships like Kraft Heinz, who actually has an employee in our office 2 days a week just working with us on this, we're able to reach out and communicate to that customer who just scanned a thing of bagels and actually deliver a coupon for them that's Philadelphia cream cheese. We know it's relevant to them, so we want to deliver that information to them right then and there at the time where we can actually influence their purchasing decisions. Further than that, earlier this year we were working with Clorox on another study where they're actually using us for R&D to be able to get out in front of customers and ask them a question and reward them with Fetch points for giving them that feedback. That again is not only getting the information of what does the customer say they want, but what do they do? That entire purchase history time-stamped along the way so you know exactly what that customer is doing. On top of that, we've been able to create a patent-protected piece of technology that actually allows us to integrate on any point-of-sale system that's out in the market today. This allows us to expedite the checkout process for the customer with the scan of a single barcode and be able to get that customer on the way. If you take a look at our company's roadmap so far, the first year and a half we're focused on building the technology. We are truly a technology platform company. We are then able to take that technology and roll it out into a pilot across 10 different stores, be able to collect over 6 months worth of data, and then be able to take that information, show the effectiveness and the true ROI to our retailers, and start to begin to actually roll it out. If you take a look at us in the past 3 months alone, that number is actually, we have now quadrupled the number of stores that we had signed in the first 2.5 years within the past 3 months. And we're on target to hit 100 stores this year and 1,000 stores by the end of next year. We have 36 people based here in Madison, Wisconsin, and thanks to some of our incredible partnerships that we have, we're able to now launch a store in almost any state except for Alaska, thanks to the partnerships that we have that have people on the ground trained with Fetch Rewards. This is a little bit about our team, homegrown, our advisory board that we hold very dear and help coach us along the way. And overall, we're really excited to be still staying here in Madison, Wisconsin, tackling an industry that hasn't seen change in over 50 years on the in-store side, and really be able to create a technology company here in the Midwest. Awesome. Love it.
Questions for Wes?
Yes, so good job, very interesting. Who is driving the store launch? You talk about these store launches multiplying year over year, which is great, but is it the CPG, the manufacturer, or is it the retailer? And can you follow that question on with talking about how difficult it is to get the retailer to install the device next to their POS?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we partnered with retailers. We actually looked to tackle the independent marketplace and the small and medium-sized chains. Those were the ones that move a lot faster. They are fighting for an edge to be able to compete with the Krogers, the Walmarts of the world. We don't want to work with them. We want to work with the little guys. Thanks to our technology too, we can go into a store. They don't have to change a single line of code in their entire point of sale system and plug and play. We're looking to be able to gain enough density through that strategy to bring the attention of those larger guys, which is already happening right now. Our largest of our clients right now, Spartan Nash, have 180 corporate stores, and they're still working with a solution like us, and we're getting attention from stores much larger than that, who are looking for a solution that's so customer focused like we are, that they're going to be able to roll out specifically in a pilot really easy. So if they wanted to pilot us, we can get a pilot up and running within 2 months, live operational across 10 of their stores. And then they can actually get the data to make a true decision on whether or not this is something they want to move forward with.
And one other follow-up question for the CPGs, what's the, if you can, you don't have to talk about the CPG specifically, but what's the largest pilot you've launched, and how close are you to actually getting that to be more than just a one store, 20, 30K campaign?
Yeah, so with Kraft Heinz, for example, they have an employee who's dedicated to our office 2 days a week, working with us on testing different promotions, looking at the data that we have. We were just at the Mondelez Future Shoppers and actually won, which is announced tomorrow. No one posts that. We just won that competition, and we're actually getting to roll out with them in a 140 store convenient chain on the East Coast as well. Cool. So we're really excited to see that coming. And then locally, we have a number of other clients who are all coming in, and they're actually renewing their subscription, not just test budgets.
Can you talk about the test budgets though? Like how large are the test budgets?
Yeah, so typically they're around anywhere from 15 to 50K.
Okay.
And those will probably use up within 2 to 3 months.
Okay, thank you.
It's a simple question here. What defines a success for a pilot at a store? I mean, like,
Great question. Yeah, so when we launch a store, within the first 3 to 4 months, it was a great question, it really was.
I never hear that.
Within the first 3 to 4 months, we want to see us getting to around 10% of all revenue in that store going through the Fetch application. Right now, on average, our stores will range anywhere in that same time range from 8 to 24% of revenue going through. More important than that, 50% of all customers who ever download and use the app will come back and use it every week, every month after that. So that's important for us, that if we hit that number, the retailer starts to see the ROI, the customers' basket sizes are growing, and we also see that about 5% of our customers had never shopped at that grocery store before.
And maybe tied to that question, we'd love to just hear some of those other forms of ROI that you provide to a retailer or potentially to a CPG brand as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the CPG side, that's a pretty simpler equation for them, because they're looking at how do they get closer to the actual points where the data is being collected. This puts it in the hand of the customer, so not only are we driving them insights, but they can then actually do something about it right then and there to the customer in their hand in the store. That's really important for them. Someone just scanned peanut butter, deliver them a coupon for jelly. And then just to be able to do those test and learns to learn, is this a coupon more effective than this one?
Right. I guess I'm wondering from like a quantitative perspective, right? Just some examples of some of the ROI, like maybe for a specific retailer.
So for a specific retailer, if I hone in on one of our stores here in Wisconsin, we have about 22% of all their revenue going through our store. On average, their basket size is about 34% larger in Fetch users than non-Fetch users. The other thing that they're seeing is we're delivering from our partners about 3x what we charge them in the form of markdowns, which are basically coupons that they otherwise wouldn't have had. So in the industry, typically these independents and small players have a really hard time tapping into the national spend that brands are putting in. For us, we deliver that right to them in store. And that's why we're working with some of the largest coupon aggregators to actually be able to then funnel that content right to the customer in store.
Then Wes, one clarification for you, then a question. So my understanding of the way this works is that the actual consumer goes and scans every single item, then they put it in their basket.
That's correct.
And then are you guys wedded to that technology of having the user have to scan, or are you going to continue to invest in other technologies that might not make the user have to actually take that action?
So we'll continue to look at whatever technologies are available to see what can enhance the in-store experience from the customer. That's really our end goal. For us though, to see that we can get as north of, on certain weeks, even hitting over 30% of revenue going through Fetch, we know customers are willing to scan. They're doing it all the time anyways, whether they're looking for nutritional information, things of that nature. One of the areas where we'll be able to deliver even more value is as we grow our database, say that you're allergic to peanuts, you let the app know and you scan a product with peanuts in it, without ever having to look at that package, it can alert you that that item is one that has peanuts in it. So we're going to become more and more of that shopper's assistant as we grow away from just being a platform that's delivering value in the form of coupons and time savings at checkout.
Do you ever have issues of, for whatever reason, the consumer can't scan the item, they go to the checkout, and 80% of the stuff on their phone is in their cart, but then there's 20% that wasn't. Do they have to do 2 checkouts? I mean, is that ever an issue?
Yep, so we don't hijack the point of sale system's scanning ability whatsoever. So any items that they don't scan, our customers are taught to just set them aside. They add them in after the fact. There is a security check that's taking place, but as customers get more and more uses of the application, they can move into different levels where then they can all of a sudden be treated special and not have to get scanned at all.
That's time. All right, we're time for Wes.